means you've chosen not to react on impulse. It's self-control in its most powerful form. Because when a woman begins to ignore you, whether it's to test you, punish you, or distance herself, she's observing your emotional response.
So this is why I'm choosing to stay single. I've spent my whole life in relationship, but deep down, I was never that girl that dreamt of a wedding. I never actually really wanted kids.
If she sees you unravel, beg, or emotionally collapse, she knows she can control you. But if you respond with calm, steady, grounded silence, suddenly the power dynamic shifts. You're no longer reacting to her behavior. You're responding from principle.
I never really gave myself permission to actually live the life that I did picture. A life where I travel, explore, and take care of myself solo. And don't get me wrong, I'm grateful for the relationships that I've had, especially my last relationship.
And that is what commands respect, not just from her, but from yourself. Choosing silence is not about playing games. It's about refusing to engage in emotional dysfunction. It's the recognition that begging for attention is beneath the dignity of a man who knows his value. If she ignores you and you immediately fold, what does that say about how you handle pressure? Conflict. The unexpected.
If you had approached me a decade ago and said, you're going to be learning lessons from guys on the internet by the name of Pimp God, BGS, Coach Greg Adams, Black Ram 313, Obsidian, I would have laughed at you. I would have said, what would they have to tell me about women? But here I am, several years immersed in the space, and I can almost laugh at this young woman here, because when you listen to what you're hearing from Jordan Peterson, he's essentially saying all of these actions, these histrionics, if you will, are ways of trying to get attention. And what you can see is that many of these young ladies simply don't have game, or better yet, their game is a game where most men are simps. And a man is essentially supposed to see this woman who's saying that she doesn't want relationships, but she's sitting here with her mammary glands exposed directly to the camera with an appeal for attention that is unmistakable. If you were a simp, you see this woman and say, where can I go to get her? But this is the key. Listen to her journey and where it's going to take her. It's very interesting.
Motherhood isn't for me personally. What has always stayed the same is this. I've always imagined myself living life around the world, taking breaks to build quiet little chapters for myself. But because it's not the normal path, I kept pushing that version of me aside until now. Yesterday, I moved to a new country completely alone. I arrived in Bangkok, Thailand, and for the first time ever, I'm choosing me on purpose.
Now, why would she choose Thailand? Of all the places on this planet, Thailand? Really? Who might be in Thailand? Let me think about it. Oh, yeah. Brothers.
Where you going? Oh, look at you. Look. What's good? You about to go with friends? Have fun? Let's go.
Yeah, I don't know.
You don't know? Where you fitting? Where you been? What's your name? Noon. How old?
20.
20. Hello. What is up with him?
Serious question. What is up with the black men in Thailand? Are y'all okay? And I'm not even speaking like on a romantic level, but just on a normal, cordial level. Y'all are here. I seen a black man today just walking, and just like I give everybody else, I gave him a nod and like a little smile. When I tell you this man looked at me like he seen a ghost, and I couldn't do nothing but bust out laughing, because what is wrong with you? I get a lot of y'all come over here to sow your wild oats, but that doesn't mean that you instead be rude to any black American that you see. We are the minority in a foreign country.
I think there are a lot of different ways you can go with this presentation of this young lady who flew to Thailand just like the other lady, and she's talking about why she's not getting a certain kind of reaction from black men there, saying that we are a minority and we, quote unquote, need to stick together. But what I see this as is young ladies simply don't have game, at least the women in the States, when men aren't simps like we've been taught for so many decades. When men move away from that simp area and move just a little bit closer to the pimp area, many of these young ladies simply don't know how to deal with men that aren't essentially worshiping them.
Hey, what's up, homie?
What's going on, Goot?
All right, then.
Hey,
What's your name, Pete?
My name Big Bipple Yevsnip on the Hoo-Ha Hegala.
Welcome back to Two Brothers right now. And we have another sister girl. a beautiful woman, and she's did her thing over here, I guess in America, sounds like it, and she's going to Thailand to without a man, talking about she doesn't need a man. Decides to go to Thailand to spend her life. She has her showing all her wares. Going to Thailand. I don't know what's the thinking, but she's like, she's tired of men. She's ready to go to Thailand and spend the rest of her life exploring. So, I guess we'll hear from her a couple of years about, there's no good men, and the men are not treating me right over here, and, problems. But, you have a lot of women that are going to Thailand because of the reasons it's very safe, good food, safety. And I think that's one of the reasons to get them. And just the cost of living is low. You can get a luxury hotel for, $600, $700, $800. And I mean a nice luxury hotel. And, food is cheap and living is cheap compared to other places. So that's what's happening, and salute to Passport OG, but it just seems to be a lot of girls going over to Thailand, a lot of black women, and they're not being too successful in what they're doing. But hey, live and learn. Peace. Two Runners, Roy now.